Well, today we're going to solve one of life's great debates. We're going to talk about, should you even invest? Is it even worth your time to invest $1,000 or less? I see comments like this all the time in the comment section, especially some of my investing for beginners type video, like stock market for beginners, some of those type of videos. I'll see people putting, oh, I only have $500. Is it even worth it for me? I only have $1,000. Is it even worth it for me to even start investing in the stock market or investing in general? And there are two schools of thought for this. Some people are going to say, yes, you should. Some people are going to say, no, you shouldn't. But almost every single time for the yes and for the no, I'm almost always seeing the same reason. And both the reasons, in my opinion, are not the reasons you should be thinking about or looking at. I'm going to debunk both of these, all right? So some people are going to say, yes, you should. You absolutely should invest that money if you got $500 saved, $1,000 saved, because you can like double that money, or you can make it into a bunch of money. You can look at this stock that's gone up 10x or something like that. You could have bought that stock and imagine that $1,000 is now worth 10,000 or something like that. So that's a reason I see a lot of people for the yes side. Oh man, you can knock it out of the ballpark by investing in yada 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 stock. Another person will say, no, it's not even worth it, dude. You got $700, you got $1,000, you got $900. No, it's not worth investing. Okay, why? You know, you need to save up some real money. When you save up some real money, then you can go ahead and you can start investing. When you get to the real money, save some more, save a lot more. You're not ready to invest. It's not worth your time at this particular time. And to me, someone that's been investing for over 10 years, in my personal opinion, both of these reasons, which are what most people give, both of them are bad, 100% bad in my personal opinion, okay? Let's debunk the yes one. They say, oh, you can make a bunch of money on that money. You can 2x it or 3x it, or look at this stock that went up. Imagine if you had invested in that and whatnot. That is super unrealistic, okay? The fact that you think you can just 2x your money or 3x your money or 4x your money or whatever in a very short amount of time, whether it be months or a year or two, it's super unrealistic, all right? So the chances you're gonna, let's say, put, let's say you got $1,000 saved. You're gonna put $1,000 into some stock you find, okay? And over the course of the next year, all of a sudden that somehow grows to $5,000 or something. I'm just gonna tell you, if you're hoping for that, you're just hoping for the wrong thing, because it's very, very unrealistic, all right? The chances you do something like that are so slim. It's like, pretty much way, way less than a 1% chance. It is so unrealistic, guys, that you're hoping for some type of huge monstrous gain in a very short amount of time on a small amount of money that gets you to a much larger amount, okay? So that's debunked. And then some people say, no, you need to save up some real money. And my point is, what is some real money? What does that count as? Does that mean you got to save till $5,000? Do you have to save till $10,000? Let's think about it, okay? Let's say you have $10,000 saved. Well, even if you double $10,000, that's $10,000 profit. You're up to $20,000. You can't even buy a new car with $10,000, okay? So is that really considered real money? What about $100,000? Is that where you consider it real money? What about $1 million? Where do you consider it real money? Where do you consider it enough to be worth it, okay? And the point is, there's really no specific amount that is considered real money. Everybody's situation is different, okay? My situation is different than somebody else's, all right? Bill Gates' situation is different than somebody else's, and someone that lives in the United States of America's situation might be different than somebody who lives in a third world country. Everybody's situation is different, and what different people consider real money or a lot of money to invest, it's just different. Also, here's another big problem I have with this. Let's say you save up a ton of money, whether it be $100,000 or $1 million or whatever amount of money is a lot of money to you, right? Let's say you save that up and you go ahead and invest it, but you have no experience in investing. What do you think is more than likely going to happen to you? You're probably going to end up losing money because you have no experience in this. So great, you saved up a bunch of money, you stuffed it in the stock market or whatever, however you invested it, right? And then all of a sudden, what probably happened to that money? You probably lost a bunch because you have no experience. So in my personal opinion, it is absolutely worth investing, whether you got a $500 or $700 or $1,000, if you feel comfortable enough doing it. And the reason being is you're going to get what's called experience. And this is what is key in investing and will make you a better investor as time goes on. You have to learn by actually getting into action. If you just wait on the sideline forever, one, you might never get in, and that's the worst situation. You might never get in. Two, you're not going to get any experience, any real world experience doing this. And my question to you is, imagine you owned a company, right? And you were hiring people to do a job. Would you hire them if they had no experience doing that? Probably not, because you realize, dang, I'm gonna have to train them for a long time, especially if it was a complicated job, right? Imagine trying to hire a doctor or someone to do surgery that's never done surgery. Like, it's so unrealistic, right? You're like, dang, they gotta go to school for all this time because they have no experience. And in stock market investing, if you haven't been investing, you're gonna have no experience. And here's my point, okay? When I first started investing, I had like $300. Like, my first investment was like $300. This was like end of 2008, beginning of 2009. I had hardly any amount of money my first few years of investing. But what was key about that is I was getting experience in the market. I was learning with the fluctuations. And that was a crazy time in the stock market. And nowadays we fast forward and I have, for instance, an account that's over $200,000 just for my private stock market group to look at. Never mind all my other 6 accounts we have as far as the stock market goes. And that never, ever, ever happens if I don't start investing with that first $300 and get it rolling and then try to save, another 100 or 200 and put that into my brokerage account and build that and then just keep going. And as I got a better job and I saved up more money, I was able to start investing $1,000 every few weeks or maybe $2,000 every few weeks, and you continue to build up. But nothing ever happens without that initial investment. And so you have a lot of people that just kind of put themselves down. They say, oh, I only have blah, blah, blah amount of money. I only have $500, only have $300, only have $1,000. And they say, it's not enough money to invest because what am I going to really make it into? When you got to understand, like, that's the whole point, is you get started, you start building. And that is what's key to, if you ever want to get a huge accounts, accounts that have hundreds of thousands of dollars in them or millions of dollars, the best time to start is now, okay? And the best time to start was 5 years ago. And the best time to start before that was another 5 years before that. And as a great expression, they say the best time to plant a tree was yesterday, right? And guess what? When you're getting into the stock market or you're starting to invest, the best time was yesterday or 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 30 years ago, so on and so forth. So if you're looking at it, when should I go ahead and start? Guess what? You're going to be looking at back 5 years from now, 10 years from now and saying, well, why didn't I get started? Because a lot of people, they just say, oh, I only have such amount of money, and they never get started. And here's the other beautiful thing about stock market investing. It's not just about the experience, but it starts giving you a goal to save more money or make more money so you can funnel those into your accounts, and those gains can start making you more and more money. You can start collecting more on dividends. You can go ahead and hopefully start taking profits on stocks and moving that money into new stocks and actually doing capital allocation. It starts giving you a goal out there when a lot of people have a lot of trouble saving because they don't really have a goal, so they never really get focused on trying to make more money or even save more money, because it's like at the end of the day, they're like, I'm probably just going to spend that anyways, or what's the real reason? When all of a sudden you have something that you're actually building, it's a really good feeling. It's a really strong feeling that you can build up to the next level and next level. The key is to get started regardless of how much money you have. But I would always suggest, people I always worry about the most are the people that have a ton of money saved and just hop in the stock market. Like, let's say they got a life savings, let's say they're 30 years old and they've been saving and saving for years. They got 50K and all of a sudden they plow it. Those are the people I worry about the most, that just have all their life savings, 50K or 100K or 200K, and they plow it all in the stock market at one time, because those people don't have any experience and they got real money. If you got $500 saved, okay, let's just say, for instance, you somehow lost all $500, which is so super unrealistic if you're a long-term investor investing in great companies, okay? It's possible if you're messing around with penny stocks or doing something like that. But $500 to just lose, let's say you got $500 you put in the stock market and you invested in some stocks, is so unrealistic to lose all that money if you're investing in great companies. But let's say you did somehow, okay, you lost all 500. Does that really make your life like that much harder? What are you going to do with that $500? It's not like that was magically going to change something, right? Whereas somebody that might have had 100K saved and that was their life savings, they plow that in the stock market, and let's say they lost that or a big portion of that, that's a big hit, okay? So the earlier you get started, the faster you're going to gain experience, the faster you're going to get a goal, and the faster you'll be able to build wealth overall. Just remember, the longer and longer you wait, the more and more you're going to look back and say, why didn't I start 5 years? You know how many people are look back and they say, man, I wish I started investing when Jeremy started investing. 2008, 2009, what a great time that was. And by the way, unfortunately, back in those years, I had hardly any money invested. Some people like to say, oh man, you must have made so much money coming out of that 2009, 2010 time because the stock market just went up crazy, bouncing off those lows. I had like hardly any money at that time. I was investing hundreds of dollars and maybe a few thousand at a time. It's not like the Jeremy nowadays where, my investments can be tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars at a time. Back then, it was like hundreds of dollars or a few $1,000s at a time. So I wish I had Mondo money back then, because I would have just absolutely, just exploded accounts. It would have been crazy, but it is what it is, guys. Just remember, the longer you wait, the more you're gonna lack experience overall. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you share this with somebody you know. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.